GMB pros, welcome everyone that's catching the replay, those that are here live. I appreciate everyone's support. And this will be reposted. As you guys know, William takes care of that. I've been getting hit up a lot lately, like, hey, where are the replays? Where are the replays? So I think it's in the back end now. Just hit up William, or we'll do a the for sure, I think almost certainly it's on the YouTube channel, so you catch it there. Anyways, with that being said, thank you everyone. I appreciate everyone's support. Again, those are here on the live, those are catching the replay. As you guys know, mine and William's goal for GMB Pros is twofold. One is to help you grow your business, or two, help you get better results with your clients. And I bring on guests like the business guru, Mr. Jeff himself, on to talk about, what their experiences, to, their favorite subject, to help us with that, to show us, to give us like in the trenches. I love talking to people that are still doing it. You guys didn't catch before I hit record, but we're chit-chatting a little bit. We're talking about, he's still doing 5 calls a day. He's still doing calls every week. So keeping the finger on the pulse, somebody that's actually doing it, that's done it, been through the up and down, been through our pains. So, Mr. Jeff, how are you, man?
Good, mate. All the way from downtown Manila in the Philippines, guys. It's more fun in the Philippines.
I think we're gonna change your name to Worldwide Guru.
Well, I used to be like that before. Well, before COVID, I used to be Mr. Travel. I was everywhere. I was all over Asia. Have laptop, will travel.
Nice, nice. So Jeff, I mean, obviously you don't look Filipino. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your history? Those that don't know you, I'm sure a lot of us have heard of you, seen you in the groups, different groups. Why don't you kind of give us a little background about yourself? Where are you originally from? How did you end up in the Philippines?
Yeah, because I'll tell you a bit of a story, guys. It goes back a long way. But to answer that first part, how I ended up in the Philippines, guys, I did a couple of test runs. I had a big business back in Australia. I had a big catering business, turning over $5 million a year. And I'd done that for some 20 years. So you can imagine I was fed up. I had it pretty much under management. I was still sort of keeping my finger on the pulse as far as the money went and a few aspects of it. But I hardly went to work because I found out when I did go to work, I'd be like Gordon Ramsay. I'd start to rave and rant. And I wanted, honest to God, I got to the stage where I thought I really genuinely thought I might stab someone. And when it got to that stage, I said to myself, Jeff, you just got to stay away from here. You're making enough money anyway. You're getting too angry. I'll give you an example. One day I rock up there and I see a pallet in the driveway of my factory. It's a pallet of prawns worth about $10,000. And under this pallet, I can see a big pool of water, which means it's been there for quite a while because it's melting. And I go into my 2 boys and I say, hey guys, what's happening with the prawns? And they go, oh, you don't understand. We don't have time. We haven't had time. So I grab what's known as a pallet jack and I whack it under the pallet. I wheel it into the freezer. Takes me all of 2 minutes. And I go to these guys, so you don't have fucking 2 minutes, you fucking assholes, rah, rah, rah. And I go on a rant, right? And then they go, oh, you can't talk to me like that. And I said, who wants to go out in the car park? Who wants to be first? You know, so I knew it was time to start getting out. So fast forward, I rented a couple of nice houses about an hour from where I lived, overlooking the water. I love water. So I rented these houses. The idea was to be far enough away from my work that it was going to be a hassle to go to work. And that way I could stay away from the place. So I did that. Spent big money. I had a nice home, but I went to this other home I rented, stayed there for about 6 months. I enjoyed that. So I went and got another one. Then I had a couple of practice runs. I went overseas for a month. I went overseas for 2 months. And I thought, well, if I can go for 1 month, maybe I can go for 2. If I can go for 2, maybe I can go for 6. If I can go for 6, maybe I can go forever. So one day I got out of bed. I was with my toxic girlfriend. I got out of bed and very early in the morning, she said, where are you going? She knew I was lazy. How come you're up so early? I said, oh, I'm going to the airport. She said, oh, you're going to meet David. We had a good friend, used to come quite regularly. I said, no, I'm going overseas. And she said, if you go overseas again, you know, I won't be here when you get back. I said, that's okay. I'm going to miss you, darling. So anyway, bottom line was I left behind my houses, my cars, my business, 40 fair weather friends, $50,000 boat. I went and gave it to a mate of mine. And I went overseas. And within a week, guys, I was actually walking down the street whistling. I was so bloody happy. And I told the guys, and I meant it, I said, I will not be back while I've got a hole in my bum. And that was 12 years ago. So I've never returned, and I never intend to return. I love Asia. I love the carefree lifestyle. You haven't got the government looking up your bum all the time. You haven't got people telling you what to do. If you've got money, it's a great lifestyle here, guys, and you can just you got freedom. As William will tell you, it's just a great place to be. So that was part of a journey, guys, but the actual journey goes back a long, long way. If you like, I can tell you if you want how I became a guru.
Yeah, so I mean, before we get there, you build this $5 million company. So obviously you know what you're doing a little bit, right? You
Got
know,
a bit of an idea, yeah.
yeah,
After 50 years.
And you move away, the business is still running, you have money, but you know, you're still in it, you know, you're still jiving, you're still hustling. So there must be a bone in you that says, I like helping people, I like what the results after dealing with you or coming up with these ideas, or like you told me earlier, or what was it last night, like, hey, remind me to tell you about this fluke I ran into that it's working. You know, you still take calls. Like, what is it about the game? What is it that, like, you say you're lazy, but I know you're not lazy, right?
Well, guys, funny enough, guys, you know, they always say readers are leaders. And if you went to, and this is a true story, if you went to my house in Sydney, I have over $200,000 worth of books, right?
Wow.
And they're all on pretty much one subject, sales or marketing, sales or marketing. My first book ever was one of my best books. And I'd recommend it to all you guys. William's got a copy. It's called The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. Because I saw that on the shelf and I was lazy. I thought, well, this is perfect for me. And it was a great book. It was mainly about, back in the day, it was mainly about mail order, right? Which there was no online then, but those same principles can be taken online now, even better than ever, you know. And it was a great book. And it was a guy who was just lazy and had some fantastic ideas on how to make money. And then that was like a bug. And I kept buying more or less a book a week or a book a fortnight. And I just accumulated books over years and years and years. And they say readers are leaders. And every one of my books, guys, I've actually read them. And funny enough, I pretty much stopped reading books now. You get to the stage, there's pretty much nothing new. It's all rehashed from Think and Grow Rich to, you know, Richest Man in Babylon and rah, rah, rah. And it's all just been rehashed in some ilk, manner or form. So I don't bother to read too much anymore. Although, mind you, ChatGPT's come along, and that's a whole new game, as we all know.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And then, Jeff, I mean, you know, you've been around, seen a lot of people. Like, how is it that one can take the book and put it into action? Or is it just pieces? Or, you know, because there's a lot of good books. You read them, you get excited. Like, now what? You know, what does that look like?
Well, I think most people lack motivation. They'll read the book or they'll go to. What about the guys that go to a webinar and they come out? Oh, I feel good, rah rah rah. You know, I don't need the rah rah. I used to hate Tony Robbins. You know, this bullshit. Hey, I feel good. You know, that's all crap to me. I feel good every day. I don't need the rah rah. I think you're. I really think I got a feeling you're born with it, because I was always a hustler. I was a hustler when I was like 8 and 10. I was out collecting Coke bottles, and you know, and then I had a paper run when I was 12. When I got my first paper run, I asked the boss, "You got any more?" He said, "Yeah, I've got about 4 areas. I'm having trouble getting kids." So I got 4 other kids to run the paper run for him, and I took 20% commission from those guys. You know, and then I sold my paper run. So basically I was sitting back making more money just from the paper run, and I wasn't even doing anything, just giving these kids a job, you know. So it's just I think it's in your blood, you know.
So that brings me to this point that I want to start asking all my guests, Jeff. Like, you say you're born with it, from paper route, from the homework back in high school, I think you had the different lockers. What was it with footballs or something? I remember there's a locker story from your high school.
Did William tell you that one, did he? Or did I tell
No,
you?
I think I heard it. I heard maybe you, I heard overheard you guys. But what I'm trying to say is you have experience in different businesses, um, been successful. What are the one or two principles, the pillars that never change, like throughout all these businesses? Because I think there's some principles out there that if one sticks with them, it doesn't change the results. We'll just make it super simple. Gravity, right? That's a principle that no matter what, it's there, it doesn't change, right? You know, whether you're a spiritual guy or not, but like in business, like I believe there's certain principles that like Alex and William and you have that like, hey, like these are the principles, one or two that you may have, Jeff, that you can give us throughout your experiences that you know they're tried and true and like translate.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one. There's many, but the main one, Churchill. You guys all know Churchill. Churchill years ago apparently had a black tie dinner, and back in the day it was the equivalent of about £1,000. So all these guys turn up for this black tie dinner, and Churchill comes about an hour late, and they're all drinking their drinks, eating their food, waiting for Churchill to come and wait for this great speech, and you know the man's going to share his wisdom. And finally, he walks on the stage. And he says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Never, never give up. Thank you all for coming. Goodbye." And that's it. That's part of it, guys. Never, never give up. Life's got challenges every day, every month. You got to, and I've always said, for every problem, there are 10 solutions. For every problem, there are 10 solutions. Write them all down. Write down what you think the solutions are, and then number them, because one of those is the best solution, one's the second best solution, one's the third best. So there's solutions for every problem. Just analyze the problem and look for the solutions. Now, it's not easy. No one says it's easy, guys. And business is not easy. As you know, it's chicken and feathers, but have a goal, have a short-term goal, you know, and if you have a bad week this week, dust yourself off and say, well, you know, and I think it's one of the guys on TV, Marcus, someone that does one of the reality shows. He says, trust the process. If you've got a good system and a good process, it'll go up and down, but trust your process and keep on improving it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have like an 11 steps that help me to grow, right? You have to set up your sales, you have to set up your process, you know, as far as, you know, your deliverable, become world class at whatever it is you do, right? You know, we have training, improving ourselves. So I mean, Jeff, let's say we have that, you know, Richard and Carlos, we know what we're selling, right? We know what we need to do when we get the customer and sales, you know, marketing, you know, what is the one thing, or not the one thing, but I really want you to dive into this, like never give up, be a reader, you know, live life, you know, but how do we accelerate that? You know, and that's kind of like our topic. I kind of want to get into like accelerating your business.
You need a good team. You can't. I mean, how much can you do? There's only 24 hours in a day. Let's just say you work a 12-hour day. Forget about the bullshit 4-hour work week. Let's talk about the 80-hour work week. I'm writing a book at the moment, guys, called the 80-hour work week. The truth, right? So basically, guys, forget the 4-hour work week. It's just about multiplying yourself. You know, do what you're good at and get out of the way and let other people do what they're good at. Now, I tell people the story, the people who listen, I say, guys, think of me as Henry T. Ford with a Ford motor car, right? Never had a license, couldn't drive a car, but what he did, he hired a guy who made tires. He hired a guy who made an engine. He hired a car designer. He hired a windscreen maker and an upholsterer. And he put all those people together and designed something that people needed, which was the motor car. And then he kept innovating, as you know, and that's it, guys. Like Richard Branson, he doesn't drive airplanes, right? But he owns an airline. right? So
Right.
basically, guys, you got to get good at what you do, but get good at delegating.
Delegating. Okay, so man, that let's say for the guys that are accelerated 10K, 15, 20K, okay, they can take a portion of that in that easy. What about the guy that's just starting, Jeff? What about the guy that hasn't made $1, hasn't made 5K or 2 or 3K? How does
Well,
he do that?
he's got to do what a lot of people don't do. He's got to get a mentor, people like you or I, people who have been in the trenches and have done some of this stuff, and we can tell him a lot of what not to do. You know, because it's all a learning curve, right?
Yes.
I get clients just crazy lately. I've had a few clients lately. They've signed up, and I just hadn't happened for a long while. They've signed up, and then they're not giving me the stuff I need. You know, I ask them, hey, I need all your Facebook accounts. I need your LinkedIn accounts. I need a few bits and pieces from you so we can do the work. And I can't put my people in the cupboard, you know, and the guy's not coming back with. I've got my guys ready to go, and the guy's not coming back with the stuff. And then he's got the high. One guy said, "Oh, Jeff, looks like you've done nothing." This is a funny one. A couple of days ago, he says, "Can you send the money back? And what I'll do, I'll send it. I'll send it back to you next month." This is about 11 o'clock at night, right? I thought, what? You want me to send it back to you, the money you gave me, then you're going to send it back to me next month? I'll save you the trouble. I'll just keep it. And then I wrote back to him because I had a couple of beers. I was watching the football, and I said something like, "My friend, I don't have a magic wand. We're building an effing business, not a sandwich. And here's my details. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime next week." And I haven't heard from the guy. You know, he's gone to water, and I feel bad because I've taken the guy's money. I want to do the job. We're halfway through what we promised we'd do. So my plan is now is deliver as much as we possibly can, bundle it up, give it to him and say, go find someone else. You know,
Right.
those guys are frustrating. I'm sure you guys go through the same problem occasionally.
Yeah,
You know, it's all in
100%.
their head. You can't run their business for them, right? It's in their head. You've got to get it out of their head onto paper so that you can actually help them.
Yes.
But they've got to cooperate.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now, from agencies, we have a lot of agency owners and very few business owners, but from an agency standpoint, like what you've seen a lot of them, like what makes how does one get that calendar full? To me, at the end of the day, it has to, I mean, we talked about this last night, right? Like it all has to do with your calendar. What can some of these agency owners do to get that calendar full?
You sound a bit down there a bit, Alfredo. Tell me again the question, please.
So, like, as far as like success for, we have the customer side, maybe not giving us the stuff, but from an agency point of view, as a lot of our guys are, what can we do to help? Step number one, which I think is fill that calendar, right?
Yes.
That to me, that's the leading domino. What, in your experience, what can we do to accelerate the calendar getting filled?
You've got to be proactive. I mean, I've got a team and we're proactive, guys. I haven't even used my website for the last 2 or 3 years. I had challenges with my web designer, so I just put it on the back burner. I'm making a lot of money I've got a website, but I don't even bother to look at it hardly. We do a lot of organic stuff. It depends on the type of business you've got. We do a lot of things organic, and we had a lot of luck with our Facebook group. If you go into my Facebook group, guys, we've got something like 350 guides. A lot of marketers hate my guts because I give over 350 guides valued at thousands and thousands of dollars. I give it away for free. We give value. So it's all about giving value. And on there's ebooks, there's PDFs, there's all stuff that, especially a newcomer, if you have a cup of coffee, go through some of the guides, it'll put you on the right track. So that's one area. And we're just, as you know, you probably see me everywhere, we're very aggressive when it comes to marketing. We're posting like 4 and 5 times a day on Facebook. We're going through LinkedIn. And just lately, I've come up with a couple of, for want of a better word, secrets that are working really, really well for us. It's a matter of, we follow people up. We say hello to people on their birthdays, and that gets engagement. It's about getting engagement, and then follow through, but by giving value. All about value, guys. If people see you as valuable, they'll reach out to you.
100%. Yeah, I definitely do see your guides. Oh man, I remember guides on everything. Guides, right? Yeah, like you said, it's that value driven first mentality, and 100%. And I'm assuming this is with your team that you're doing all these postings, LinkedIn, that's all your team?
Yeah, basically our two, look, there are 32 platforms, guys. And I get people say to me, hey, how come you're not on Viber? And I say, well, how come you're not on WhatsApp? Like, while we're having this call, guys, all of us, you probably got 9 emails, 5 LinkedIn messages, 7 people from Messenger, and your phone hasn't rang yet. You know, I mean, the world's changed. I go back, guys, I made millions with Yellow Pages and a bloody phone. You put an ad in the Yellow Pages, someone wanted to buy a product and they rang you up, and if you're a good salesman, you made the sale. But now, remember, there are 32 different bloody platforms out there, guys, and you can't be on them all. So specialize, get good at 3 or 4 of them, and test and measure, work out what's working, what's not working, and then go hard on those particular ones. That's what I can say to people. You know, master what you're good at.
Now, Jeff, as far as like Facebook, is there, you're just consistent, you're just posting? Is there a rhyme or reason to some of your posts?
Well, we've got software. I've got software, and people don't believe me. I've got software where I can show people for $3.33 a day, right? That's $100 for the month as a trial. I can get them in front of 600 prospects, right? That's 20 prospects. And this is minimum, by the way. It's more like 1,000. I don't want to tell them it's 1,000. They won't believe me anymore. But I can get them in front of 20 prospects a day, right? 30 days, that's 600 bloody prospects. Now, if you can't make a sale out of 600 prospects for that $100 investment, you're in the wrong business. Yeah. And how it works basically is this, guys. Let's say you sold golf clubs. I'll guide you and help you. You get me for free. I'll guide you and help you and say, come on, I want you to go and join in your city, let's say Chicago. I want you to go and join online 6 local golfing groups. I want you to nurture those people, tell people, you know, how to wash their bloody ball, or how to drive the golf cart, or whatever. Give value. Tell people in your Facebook posts, and then start to engage with those people. And finally, oh, by the way, guys, we're having a sale next month. It's 30% off all our golf clubs. You know, or have you guys seen this this new putter? You know, it's just been released, guys. It's $1,000, but anyone who's a member of my group can get it for just $900. I've only got 10 of them. You know, all that sort of stuff. You know, basically what I call common sense marketing.
Yes.
And the other one we do very successful. A lot of people don't realize we use a lot of Facebook stories. Now, I'll put up a post and people, the lurkers will look at it and go, ha, ha, ha. He only got 3 people comment. He's not very good. What they don't know, that same post up on stories is getting 50. But the great thing is about it, it's invisible, so your competitors don't know. So one of the secret sources, guys, is put your stuff up on, it's only 1 click, put your stuff up on stories as well. Cost you nothing.
And you get more engagement on that.
Absolutely. And you have software that actually follows them up.
Nice. Now, as far as your tools, speaking of software, I mean, what can a new guy, like, what are the non-negotiables? Like, hey guys, these are the basic stuff for somebody that's just starting.
Well, a lot of stuff, guys. If you're starting out, try stuff for free, but get out of that bloody free mentality. Try stuff for free for 7 days or 14 days. Then if you like it, get rid of it or buy it. Don't be on the gravy train for free, because if you're on the free train, it's only got about 1/3 of the features.
Mm-hmm.
You know, buy the bloody program and get the full features, but learn it. If you don't want to learn it, get one of your team members. What we do, I've got a LinkedIn specialist. I've got a Facebook. I've got different people for different categories, right? And that way, and not only that, I've doubled up. I've got 2 of everything. I've got 2 Facebook people, 2 LinkedIn people, because in the Philippines, as probably are in the world, people are a bit flippant. You could lose one tomorrow, and all that knowledge goes out the window. Because, like I told you, I'm Henry Ford. I don't know how to make tires. I don't know how to build an engine, right? My people do. So I'm very reliant on my people. And I've been caught before pre-COVID when one of my best girls left me and took half my team with her. That's another story. So you've got to be aware, and you've got to be prepared, guys. And having good SOPs or SOPs, which is a standard operating procedure for those who don't know. Having good systems, guys. Step one, step two. When we do the same stuff every day, we walk in the morning, step one, step two, step three, step four, and I have a meeting with my guys once a week and say, can we change any of those steps? Number 9 is becoming very important, so we might elevate number 9 up to number 2. Yeah, and when my guy, for example, when one of my guys gets 10 steps, he's getting a bit overwhelmed, it's time to get someone else and drop him back to 8 steps, and you might put another 8 in, so you've now got 16 steps. You're always constantly improving.
Gotcha. Where do you find your people, Jeff?
Basically, here in the Philippines, it used to be, guys, about, say, I don't know, pre-COVID, go back maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I'd put an ad in the paper, and true story, I'd have 50 people like Alfredo turn up. They were down the hallway, and I think, oh, where do I start? And they were all good, right? Now, I don't know if it's happening in the States, I'll put 10 ads in, I'll get 8 applicants, and 2 will turn up.
Wow.
And it's the Philippines, 100 million people. You wouldn't think that, right? You'd think, well, they'd be falling out of the trees. It's not, but there are other areas, right? One of the ones I've found very effective at the moment for getting team members is LinkedIn. And a bit of a tip for you there, guys. You'll go on and advertise for stuff on LinkedIn, and they'll say something like, we recommend $50 a day. And I say, total bullshit. Knock it back to $10 a day, and you'll get just as many applicants. You only need to run it for about 3 or 4 days. If you've got a good ad, you'll have 30 or 40 applicants, cost you $30. You've now got your applicants. Bulk email them without them realizing. Bulk email them, have a standard SOP again. Bulk email them, hey, we're having interviews Monday and Tuesday, 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. Sorry, which time suits you best, And then I bulk interview. I interview like 5 or 6 at once. I haven't got the time to go one by one. So I interview in a group. And it's not perfect because someone might be quiet and they might not talk up much, and they might be a great worker. Whereas the guy with the mouth, you might think he's impressive, and he might be the dope,
Yeah.
So you've got to have the skill set to work out who's who at the zoo.
Yeah. That's a good tip. The bulk interview. The ads, LinkedIn, the old-fashioned way. Now we got
LinkedIn's very cheap compared to, I don't know what you guys have got in the States, but there are some platforms out there, they'll charge you $200 and $300 for an ad. There's one in Australia called Seek. I'm not sure whether that's in the States or not, but that's about $300, and it's very, very, you're competing with about 50 other bloody people. You might get 2 applicants for $300. Was LinkedIn did surprise me. I was reluctant, but I gave it a try and had a lot of luck with it.
Awesome. So we have yourself, we have, kind of these processes, don't give up, get a team, build up to it. Jeff, what are some of the secret sauce? I mean, it doesn't sound like you really worry about quote unquote results, right? You have people that specialize in these things. Like, what is it that, like, you just focus on sales, personal development? But as far as like with sales and personal development, what have you came across that you said, hey, man, this is working great, guys, you should try this. You'll get more conversations, you'll get more booked appointments. Do you have 1 or 2 things that you like are doing right now, things you came across?
Well, I've got a team that we go into Facebook and we'll comment on other people's posts. I'll even do a bit of a black hat method. I might go into a group, and I might get one of my guys to put up a question as a punter. He puts up a question, then I come in as the authority and answer the question. Then all the people look and say, "Oh, gee, that guy knows his stuff. I'm going to reach out to him." But we've actually, for want of a better word, we've planted the seed. But who can help me with I don't know, Facebook automation? Then I can come back and say, well, guys, I've got a great program, It's only $3.33 a day, and I guarantee you 20 leads 20 prospects per day, or you don't pay a dime. That's the other thing
Now,
with our company. I don't want people's money if I can't do the job. I tell people, I move the needle, or you don't pay me a dime. You know, because I don't take on clients I can't help.
yes.
You know, and everybody needs us. Everybody, since the Yellow Pages has gone, every business of any kind, including our own, needs potential clients and leads. That's what it's all about. Generating leads, and the right type of leads, not tire kickers. You want the right type of leads.
Yeah, 100%. Now, as far as that game, right? Posting, social media, YouTube, is that an overnight thing? Is that the long game? Like once we start getting
You can start overnight, and depends how aggressive you are. You can start overnight, but it's a long game. You build it up. I mean, I've got a team of graphic artists. You've seen what we do. Great graphics as well. You know, we do YouTube shorts and our own little video. We mix it up. We mix it up quite a bit.
Yeah, okay. But like if you start, like don't expect anything tomorrow, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But be moving forward all the time. It's very important, guys. You know your numbers. For example, if you're getting, say, I'll make up a number, 2 inquiries a week. Okay, you got your 2. How do we double that? How do we get you to 3 or 4? What's the next step? How do we get and be Mr. Big Enough? You're never going to get 500 leads a week. It's not going to happen, right? And you couldn't close them anyway, right? And you've got to know your numbers. Like for me, I know my number on this. Depends on the business. In this particular business, my close rate, guys, is 1 in 5. If I speak to 5 people, I get 1. Right? So if I want 2 clients, I speak to 10. So just multiply it out. And if I fail, if I'm having a down week, or I just get some crappy clients, right? It might be my attitude. It might be them. Doesn't matter. There's always next week. You know, if you don't get your target this week, I'm like a bear with a sore head. If I don't get my target, I'm pretty pissed off, actually. And I move on to next week, and I go harder. I look at myself and say, what can I do? What can I do differently? We're playing around all the time, you know.
So always be moving forward, always be planning, always be making phone calls.
Know your numbers. The key one is know your numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Like guys, how many leads did you get last week? Some people say, oh, I got 15. When everybody counted up, they only got 7, you know. Well, you're kidding yourself. You didn't get 15 at all. You got 7. That's why you failed.
Yeah.
You've got to know your numbers, and you've got to be constantly trying to improve those numbers.
So it's black and white. It's not like
Absolutely.
guessing.
It's a numbers game. The whole thing's a numbers game, guys. I'll tell you now, in the old days, you could send a big, fat, obnoxious guy out to see people as a salesman. And I tell you, I've done it. I've seen it being happening. If you saw in the old days 20 people, what they say, the old language, belly to belly, you would make a sale. So the idea is go out Monday, 20. So at the end of the week, you got 5 sales because you saw 100 people. Numbers again. But if you get a slick guy goes out, you might get 3 sales per day. Yeah.
Yes.
Because the guys are good. But you've got to have the other thing, guys. You've got to have a good product. You've got to believe in what you sell. You can't sell bullshit, right? And let me ask you this question, guys. Who's number 1 in the world for hamburger?
McDonald's?
Who's number 1 in the world for fried chicken?
KFC?
Yeah. Who's number 1? It depends on which part of the world. Who's number 1 in the world for pizza?
Domino's.
You say Domino's?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Some people say Pizza Hut. That's the right answer. Guys, let me tell you, the burger at McDonald's is like this. In the picture, when you get it, it's like this, right? Okay, right? Is it the best burger you've ever had? Does Greasy Joe down the road do a better burger? Of course he does. Did your mum do a better burger? Yes. The chicken, you get it and you get it. Try it, guys. Squeeze it. The oil will run down your bloody arm. Is that the best fried chicken there is? No. The pizza, it's been scientifically proven that the boxes are made from trees, right? It's been scientifically proven. You eat the box, you'll get more nutrients from the box than you will from the bloody $5 pizza. So next time you're having a card game, guys, eat the box and let your mates eat the pizza. They got one thing in common, right? One thing in common, guys. They've got the best marketing. So if you take anything from me, guys, be the best marketer of what you do, not doer of what you do. The best marketer wins every time. Every time.
100%.
Be a great marketer.
So how does one like find that back? We have William with the white label, right? We have a lot of people that can white label to go out there with confidence and conviction. How does somebody get that confident convictions in their product and what they do world class?
Well, you just got to believe. I guess you got to have a good product. And you got to believe in what you do. If you've got a crappy product, sell someone else's product. You know, be a middleman. The other thing I tell people is this: I've been a middleman most of my life, guys. I've sold other people's products, and the idea there being that if I'm buying, say, wheat from the farmer, and the farmer goes broke, I mean, I feel sorry for the guy, but it doesn't matter. There's other farmers out there, so I'm going to go out and find the best wheat for the best for a fair margin, so he makes a profit, I make a profit, and the guy loves me because I can get rid of the wheat. You know, I buy the wheat from him, I get rid of it, I give him his check, I got my check. So you can be a middleman. You can sell Williams products, for example. You know, Williams got some amazing products at great prices. So guys, reach out to William and sell Williams products.
So you exactly, and that's what I was trying to go with, like headed towards, like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be your service or your product.
Don't have to reinvent the wheel, correct.
Yes, 100%. Like you said, you just got to be out there, putting it out there, you know, having conversations, groups. And guys, if you need help with some of this, like you heard Jeff, he find a couple of them. He can help you with the messaging. He can help you with the touches, right? At a decent price point, right? It's going to cost you something, but it's that consistency in what he's doing. And I put Jeff's Facebook in the Zoom chat, guys. Follow him, look at what he has, look at his style, look at his what he puts up, and just like mimic him, right? Just mimic his stuff. And if you need help, reach out to Jeff. Yeah, he's abundance.
I'm always up for a chat, guys. I can talk underwater, so reach out. I only work 14 to 16 hours a day. And I get people, I work some 16 hours, but with power naps in between, and I'll get people from different parts will say, "Oh, yeah, but I'm not going to get up at 6 in the morning to talk to you. I mean, I'm getting up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, guys, and going to webinars because I'm interested. You learn, you earn, right? You learn, you earn. Then take away the L, and you just earn."
That's right. That's right. 100%. So guys, Carlos or Richard, or you guys have any specific questions for Jeff? Anything, specific going on in your business? Any ideas? Any funky stuff? Jeff's probably done it or doing it that you may want to ask him. He talked a little bit about the team. He talked a little bit about some automation and software. Accelerating your process. Jeff, talked about get down your process, know your numbers, and then multiply that, right? Especially, don't try to get into 19, 10 different platforms. Figure out the one, dominate the one with groups, with pins, with reels. Just in Facebook, you can get all that. And I definitely, life does get easier with the VA, with Williams VAs, with Kirk's VAs. He can help you out with that because life does get easier. My Facebook, you guys can take a look at mine, my YouTube channel. You guys can take a look at it. I've been more and more and more consistent with it because people do see them. People do take a look at you and, want to know what you're about, what you can do, right? Social proof and, who you are as a person as well. So Richard, Carlos, any questions?
So I was a little curious. So you were talking about the Facebook I forget how you put the software or system where you said you could get like 600, you could get 20 people in front of a person a day. I was just curious. So not necessarily, let's just call it 500 people a month, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like about the closing ratio, but as far as response or engagement ratio, do you have a rough ballpark just off the top of your head of what that ratio is?
For us, it's very high because I've got to. I'll tell you one of my systems, guys. Let's go around the room very quickly with Alfredo and yourself. How many touch points? You know the bullshit about the know, like, and trust factor. You hear this all the time, right? Know, like, and trust, right? Okay, all right. I tell people, guys, I'm the Gordon Ramsay of marketing. If I'm in England, I'm the Gordon Ramsay of marketing, and I fucking tell it like it is with a foul mouth, right? If I'm in America with an American client, I say to the guy, I tell the guy up front, I say, my friend, I'm the Tom Brady of marketing. It's not my fault I'm good at what I do. Just like Tom Brady. He's a great footballer. A lot of people don't like him, but he's just a bloody great footballer, right? He's unique. Now, back to, I lost the track of an old man. The question was reaching out to people. We reach out to them, and that's what we do, guys. Here's my system, right? Most people say you need 15 or 20 touch points. How many touch points do you guys think you need before you make a sale? What's your opinion, Richard? How many do you think you need, approximately?
You know, typically in my experience through like that type of marketing, it was usually probably about 2 to 3.
Okay. Some silly people say 15 or 20 or more. Alfredo, what do you think? You know, I guess people got to see you for a while, right? And all that sort of stuff.
Correct. I think it has to do a lot with the messaging, but I would say about 5-ish, right? Because they'll see you know, on different platforms, live.
Let me tell you my system, guys. You know, I made this up. This is unique. This is patented, guys. You can't have it, right? It's patented. Okay, you ready? Here it is. Like we're doing now, we're having a virtual cup of coffee. That's the first one. A virtual cup of coffee, get to know you, rah, 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 right? And I'm genuine, you know, as you guys are. Be genuine with the people, right? Because you can't help everybody. You've got to hear their journey first. You've got to hear the pain point before you can give them an aspro, right? So number one, we have a coffee. Then I take them on next one's a virtual picnic. The next one is a virtual movie. The fourth one is a virtual 4 or 5 star dinner. The fifth one, if you're a girl, I take you to bed or I marry you. My concept being, if we've been on 5 dates and I can't hold your hand or give you a kiss, we ain't going very far, are we, guys? So I chase people fairly aggressively 5 times, right? And after that, they still stay in my system because some people are really slow. They take 6 months to make a decision or 12. They come back 2 years later, right? But invariably, the guy I want a decision maker. I want someone who takes action because I'm an action guy. I want to get moving.
So these virtual 5 dates that you go on, if it's a woman, let's say the picnic and all that stuff, I'm assuming, is that all through messaging? I mean, when you say like,
yes,
you're
correct.
doing a
and
virtual coffee, you're not on a Zoom call with this person.
No.
Okay.
Well, yes, you are. At some stage you are. In that, the whole idea of that five program, the idea is to get them onto a call.
Right. Okay.
Now, I want to have a date. I want to have a date with this guy called Jeff.
Right. So I think that was my question, right? Not necessarily like how many of those people that you get on a Zoom call do you close, but out of that 500 that we said is just the example for the month, how many out of that 500 can you even get to get on the call? Because that was a problem that I have. I'd have a lot of flakes, you know. They would make the appointment, they would book the appointment, but then they wouldn't show up, you know.
Well, it's a way, and that's ghosting. What do you think? You're out of 10, how many ghost you out of 10 approx?
I would say probably at least half.
That's bad. Okay, what you do, I'll tell you what you do. Ready? Get a nice background. For me, you're a bit blurry, but it might be my camera, might be your end, or might be your lighting. But get a nice background. Make sure it's very clear, right? And either make a recording with either Loom or Zoom, Loom or Zoom, right? Make a and say, and make it generic. Don't go, "Hi Jeff, I'm looking forward to seeing you." Don't worry about that. You could. That's a better way to do it.
Right.
I'm too lazy. I make a generic one. "Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you. We've got an appointment coming up tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've got some great information to share. Remind me to tell you about ABC. I've been getting great results from that, and you're going to love it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye."
Right. So you're kind of piquing their interest in advance.
Absolutely.
Kind of giving them a reason.
What did it cost you? One click of a button, right?
Right.
You made that video. then one click of a button, do that, and you'll improve your hit rate. Some people are just going to always ghost you. I don't know why they bother, right? But you'll go from say 50%, you'll go back up to 80%.
Okay. And just for the record, Jeff, I'm not blurry. I'm just very, very white. I'm very pasty. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, well, I'm the same, but you're coming across a bit blurry. That's all.
No, I was just making a joke, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate.
Sometimes too, it might be your camera. Your camera's picking up the tree. What the problem is here, your cameras are picking up the tree beautifully. It's really it's crystal clear. I can see bugs on the leaves.
Okay.
I can't see any bugs on you.
Well, I do try to keep up on my hygiene, but thank you for noticing. Okay, well,
very quickly, what do you do, by the way?
So when I was talking about like the sales and stuff like that, that was when I was doing online insurance and stuff like that.
All right, interesting.
So
yep.
But I've always been interested in leads. So right now I'm early in the early stages of my SEO journey, and I'm really kind of like interested in focusing in on local business, and
you're going to offer
clients.
you're going to offer these people SEO. Is that correct?
Yeah, SEO services to help them get more clients, to help.
Okay. Do you know SEO, or are you going to get Williams people to do it? What's the story there?
Like I said, I'm in the early stages. I understand that it's smarter and more profitable to start outsourcing some of the stuff.
Yes.
and having reliable, trustworthy people, competent people that I can rely on.
Key word there, trustworthy and competent. I've been around for 50 years, and I've been through 500 of them. 500 of them.
Because I had an unpleasant experience.
Absolutely, and I got bad news for you, my friend.
I will continue to have
more unpleasant experience ahead of you.
Yeah,
hey, mate. I've been through it all.
Yeah. So, but I also feel, I also believe that it's important, at least, like on the fundamentals, that I at least have a working understanding. So I know what to look at, and I know what to look for to see if my people or the service that I'm paying for.
Sometime. In my opinion, if you're going to be going after these people, and I'm happy to help you for free, if you're going to go after these people, and depending on who they are, right, different types of people, because everyone needs leads, everyone needs some help, your clients, right? But I don't think just SEO is the way to go. SEO is a dirty word for some people, right? They've been burnt and rah. So you've got to have what other service can you offer them? Can you do their Facebook marketing for them? Can you do their LinkedIn outreach for them? Can you do what I've done and create a very successful Facebook group? Can you teach them about ChatGPT? There's a lot of other areas that you could teach these same people. Yeah. Even paid ads. If you can hook up with someone who does really good paid ads, that's a very good way to accelerate a business very quickly with paid ads.
Yeah, and that's I'll be honest with you, that's an area that I'm also looking to become very knowledgeable in myself.
Yes, and my suggestion too is become knowledgeable by all means, and then get someone smarter than you to do it. Get someone smarter.
Yeah, there's no shortage.
Just know so you can check the back end. You want to be able to check the work, right?
Right.
Otherwise, you'll be led down the garden path, as you've been done in the past by the sound of it.
Yeah.
But if you get to know a bit about it, and then you can give it to the experts.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Well, trust me, there's no shortages of people who are smarter than me. So, but
likewise, my friend. Likewise.
But anyways, all right. Well, that's kind of what I was curious about, and I appreciate you answering that and taking the time.
No trouble whatsoever.
All right, thanks. I'll let see if Carlos has anything.
10 minutes, Chihuahua.
Yeah, I kind of do. See, we were talking about touch points, and when somebody contacts me and wants the new service, I talk to them, and it usually takes about 3. Now, if they call just asking questions, that's it. I don't reach back out to them. I don't. But they'll call again. And I keep training them. Look, this is what you need. I just keep training them. And eventually they buy. They say, okay, change my whole thing. And that's about it. But I don't follow up. If they call me and they just call me for questions, I don't follow up with them.
Well, you should. You should. The money's in the follow-up. You got to follow up, right? And some, but you don't follow up everybody. Some people you just think, I can't help this guy. He just wants to pick my brains or whatever. But in general, you should be following up. Even if you don't follow up, you've got to have software that follows up. We've got software. Those 5 touch points I told you about, guys, I don't do anything. The software does it. They get the coffee, and then I think it's from memory, 48 hours later, they get the picnic. 40 hours later, you know, and then in between, I can make them special offers. Oh, by the way, guys, I've got half-price VAs this month, or we've got a LinkedIn specialist. Have you? Because some people are only doing Facebook, they're not doing LinkedIn. Now, if that's the case, you're leaving half the money on the table by not doing the 2 platforms. Yeah, so you got to do more than one platform. But I hear what you're saying, but you got to know your numbers, Carlos. Your hit rate, you've got to be aiming for. I mean, I've done sales for a long time, and I'm not the best, but I think I'm pretty good. I mean, I believe in what I do. My hit rate, I told you earlier, is approximately 1 in 5. Sometimes I get lucky; I get 3 in a row. But I'm true to myself. If my target is 1 in 5, if I get better than 1 in 5, I'm blessed.
Yeah, that's. I understand what you're saying. I do. I just when people call, it's just like a lot of people, like Pharaoh and everybody, they do cold email, and I've been going through the training through cold email just to see what it's about, because I've never done it, and truth be told, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I mean, I see a lot of people hitting me. Oh, you need to rank #1 in Google, but I'm already
No, not
number
at all.
1 in Google.
You don't even need to be on Google. You know, I'm not on Google.
Okay.
You can do it. You can do it all organically. I mean, Google's good. There's nothing wrong with Google, guys. I used to spend $6,000 a week on Google. 6,000, not a month or a year. 6,000 a week. $300,000 a year. And true story. I've got a video on this if you want to see it. I used to get a return of between $60,000 and $100,000.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm in Google Maps ranking in my RGV Valley, and
Yes.
I did it all myself. So, I mean, I didn't pay anybody to do it.
Fair enough.
No, I didn't use any kind of market. I don't do.
As long as if Google Maps, as long as the phone rings, the bottom line, you've got to make the phone ring. You've got to get in front of people. You've got to get yourself X amount of clients per week, and then work on improving that. But I'm having trouble hearing him. I think I've got trouble with my headset actually. But if you want to reach out anytime,
it's probably me. I was kind of far from my microphone.
Right. Okay.
But,
yeah, it could be. I'm struggling to hear you, but reach out sometime. If you want to have a chat, I'm up for a chat anytime, and I'm always happy to guide people. And look, I'm like the best motor mechanic. I'll give you all my tips. You're still not me. You're not going to, unless you've got the right tools, you're still not going to be able to do it. But I'm happy to put you in the right direction if I can. I'm always about helping people.
That would be great. I see the link for your Facebook group. I'll join it.
Yep.
And then I'll request you, and I'll request you as a friend, so we could continue talking and whatnot.
Okay, fabulous. Yep. And on that Facebook group, guys, I keep telling you, there's over 350 guides there, and under files, there's another 200 under files. And some of the under files, there's reports and ebooks and things. Some of those I've got the reprint rights. Some of those reports cost me over $500. So you don't need to spend them, and just go through like. There's one there, 200 ChatGPT prompts. That's all you're ever going to need. There's one there, I think it's 5,000 email headlines that work. You know, just go and grab the headline. You know, it might be about weight loss, but you just change it a bit to suit your industry. You got to think outside the square.
Yeah, correct. I understand that. I really
Okey
do,
dokey.
and I thank
Awesome.
you. I thank you for that. That's awesome.
You're most welcome, Carlos. Look forward to chatting to you.
So,
Go ahead, Richard.
oh, I'm so I was just you said that you were spending $6,000 a week
Yep.
with Google, and then
Yes.
you were seeing a return of 60 to, so you were seeing a return of 60 to $100,000 off of that 6,000.
Yeah, gross, correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding that
Yeah,
correctly.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was it was in the catering industry, food, in the food.
Okay.
For weddings, birthdays, and my average sale, by the way, guys, was $1,650 was my average sale price, right? And the profit on that was usually about $1,000. So I was making
Okay.
big money.
Yeah.
I hated Google. They never even sent me an effing Christmas card. And I'm telling you, I was with them for 20 years, guys.
Yeah.
The only thing I do with Google, like for customers, is create their Google profile. That's what I do. And I charge either 97 or 197.
Okay.
It depends if they're my group or a customer, 97. If they're not, 197.
Yep.
And I optimize it and all that, and that's all they pay. They don't continue paying me monthly. I just show them how to do it themselves.
Fair enough. Yeah, guys, I've got to wrap this up in a minute. Sorry to be rude, but I've on my screen, I'm seeing I've got an appointment coming up in about 3 minutes for one of my potential
absolutely,
clients.
guys. We're actually approaching our 60-minute mark. I want to respect Jeff's time. I appreciate that. Jeff, in 1 minute or less, what is a fun fact about you that nobody knows?
I used to have $100,000 football bets.
Woo, now that's fun.
Okay. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun when you get to the 79-minute mark in an 80-minute game and it's level and the next team that scores wins. That's heart attack stuff, guys.
Well, Jeff, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your value. Thank you. Guys, much love, much success, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks very much for having me. Look forward to chatting to you guys. See you. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.